Breaking news, a 4-hour standoff with a murder suspect now over. 2 Edinburgh police officers were shot. They're now being treated at a hospital. The suspect is presumed dead. Dozens of shots, as you heard, were fired up until the very end. At one point, we heard 40 rounds go off in one instance alone. That scene in South La Jolla still very much active tonight. Our team coverage begins with Kirk Chason, who heard the gunfire. Kirk, you just heard the sheriff from Hidalgo County explain how this all went down. What exactly did Sheriff Correa say?
Channel 5 News at 10.
You know, Oscar, all of this developing, the sheriff took to the press conference about an hour or so ago, initially confirming quite a bit of information, answering a lot of questions that had been playing out throughout that 4-hour standoff.
Interim Hidalgo County Sheriff Eddie Guerra, let's hear from him right now.
To make the arrest.
Sheriff Guerra spoke to us on the ground there in that neighborhood that's located in South La Jolla.
Yeah, the suspect, Joaquin Cibrian, barricaded himself, as the sheriff just mentioned, inside an apartment unit there. Steve Solis continues our team coverage with a closer look at the area. Steve?
You know, both police officers are expected to be okay. We're told one officer went under surgery just earlier tonight.
Our Michael Scott called around to see where the officers were taken. He joins us live from McAllen with more.
News at 10.
You know, and caught in the chaos were our Leslie Aguilar and Sandra Quintanilla. Our reporters were barricaded with a family inside their home as those shots were being fired throughout the afternoon. Leslie sent us this video as they were inside that home, kind of watching this whole thing play out.
Yeah, and both Leslie and Sandra are out of harm's way tonight. Our Leslie Aguilar joins us live with more. Leslie?
5 News at 10.
You know, Oscar, so many folks out in South La Jolla had that experience, just like Sandra and Leslie. All of this stemming from an incident that happened just before 5 this afternoon when some Edinburgh police officers were attempting to serve a warrant on Joaquin Cibrian. He came onto the radar over the weekend. That's when Edinburgh police linked him to the murder of a 19-year-old Mexican national.
You know, at that time, we reported police warned the public Cibrian was armed and dangerous, and tonight that description proved to be on point. Cibrian is a gang member with a violent past.
Our Rebecca Young dug up his rap sheet. She continues our team coverage from the studio.
News at 10.
And a note to Rebecca's reporting, 29-year-old Joaquin Cibrian now presumed dead. And some late-breaking details just into the Channel 5 newsroom. We heard from the director of La Jolla's Housing Authority. The office will be closed tomorrow as authorities continue to move in this investigation. The shootout is now under investigation. Authorities are retracing every single step. Count on Channel 5 News to keep you up to speed on this developing news. You can follow the headline on air and online at krgv.com.
A member of a Central American gang now in custody in the valley. Details of his arrest coming up.
It was a hot day across the valley today. Tomorrow looks just as hot, maybe even warmer in some places, up around 100 in the west, 90s in the east. We'll check your first 4 and 5 forecast as we continue.
Breaking news, breaking stories. This is Channel 5 News.
We are learning more about the National Guard troops preparing to deploy to the valley.
The commander of the force will be Major General John Nichols from Austin. Nichols says the Texas National Guard is in the process of identifying units and individuals with the required expertise for the mission. He says the troops will be supporting the Department of Public Safety.
They have observation posts that they'd like us to man, that they currently are manning, which will free them up to be a little bit more mobile. And our job there will be to observe and detect folks that are coming into the country illegally.
Major General Nichols says the Guard is looking for volunteers for this mission. Once the soldiers are chosen, they will begin mobilizing and training. They're expected to deploy to the valley within a month. Everyone, we're told, should be in place 45 days from now. The mission is expected to last at least a year.
A lot of sunshine today, a lot more tomorrow, but there is a slight chance of a shower in the forecast. When we come back, we'll check that forecast for La Gloria, Delta Lake, San Pedro, and the rest of the valley. That's next.
Back out live to La Jolla, where the investigation into a deadly shooting now underway. The man suspected of shooting at police, presumed dead. 2 Edinburgh police officers are now at area hospitals. Our team has new details coming up on Channel 5 News at 10:30.
Thanks for joining us. We'll be right back with Channel 5 News at 10:30 in 2 minutes.